Hello, and welcome to this Trails of Cold Steel Let's Play with me, Steel 2 Let's Play with me, SLJ RPG. If you've been enjoying this, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But in the last episode, we did some lore. We learned a little bit more about Scarlet, a little bit more about Vulcan. We learned about what truly led Crow to become the man that he is today, with the Jirai City, and how it became part of Erebonia. But in today's episode, we also spoke to the Zephyr boys. In today's episode, we've got 4 more places to go, and I think one has to be LeBlanc.
Good day to you, Rean Schwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
You sure look comfortable. What are you doing here?
Ha ha! Why wouldn't I be? I'm as much a guest on this ship as you are. And who would deny themselves the pleasure of a ship so beautiful? The furnishings are immaculate. The food and wine are positively sumptuous. And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you.
That is very much more your skill, your style.
Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though.
What's the drinking age in Japan? Is it 21?
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
A bunch.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him. What happened down in Liberos sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you.
Interesting.
It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
You got no choice.
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Rean.
Can steal hearts.
There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well.
Rest assured that did not happen. Your stories were interesting, though, I'll admit. By the way, you wouldn't happen to know where Prince Olivert is now, would you? Last I checked, he wasn't actively fighting against the Alliance.
Ooh, I'm sure he's doing something.
Ha ha! I imagine Duke Cayenne would welcome a man like the Prince with open arms into the Alliance, if he so wished to join. To my knowledge, he was always wary of the Chancellor himself. But I digress. I'm afraid not even I know where he is at the moment. However, I'm inclined to believe that wherever he's hiding, the Crimson Wings is there with him.
I would agree with that as well.
Courageous is missing too, then. Although the Duke's got some nerve if he expects Prince Olivert to side with him after he imprisoned the rest of the Imperial family.
But think, these kinds of things are simply what the great nobles of this country have always done. The War of the Lions, too, was brought about by numerous families of some standing backing potential successors to the throne. Emperor Dreigels, as a late arrival to the war, was a mere exception to the rule. I wonder, does Prince Olivert think himself as the second coming of Dreigels?
I doubt it. I have the feeling it's probably something else.
One of which is to bring the winds of change to Thor's military academy. A gust of fresh air, if you will. I'll admit, I hesitated to allow it, but I decided to place my hopes in you.
Oh, Matt Mercer.
I believed then, as we still do, that one day you all will be a great light that can push back the darkness of this country.
I don't think he does. From what I can tell, he intends to try and end this war in a slightly different way from Drygel's.
Oh? Do tell.
By unifying the people.
Sorry, but I should be going. Thanks for all the interesting stories. They helped me work through things in my head a bit.
Ha ha! I'm pleased to hear it.
Oh, he put his thing back
I will
on.
be waiting at the edge of my seat to hear which path you choose. Join us, and you'll be warmly welcomed. Naturally, I'm fascinated by you as the Ashen Knight's pilot. But I'm even more fascinated with that brute strength of yours. I would love the chance to see the power of an ogre up close.
An ogre, interesting.
I doubt it's half as interesting as what you're thinking. Anyway, if you'll excuse me.
Interesting. So, I'm going to go to this room first. I'm going to save the best till last.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
She sounds awfully familiar.
It's Javel.
Who goes there? Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
I remember you now. You're with Ouroboros, Duvali the Swift, right?
Duvali, okay. Duvali.
Have you no shame? Is it perhaps normal for you to barge into a lady's room unannounced? You and that Arseid are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
Actually, I just walked through the door normally. I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
Why do they dislike the Arseid? Curious.
So, now that we're understood, what do you want? Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally.
You're an Ouroboros
Lady
agent.
Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own, but for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever. I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the seventh, not the second. She's the leader of the Stallritter, the great light which guides us. Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all. And oh, she's simply divine.
Are we actually going to get her name?
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stallritter is also a woman?
She certainly is. And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her.
I don't doubt it.
No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stallritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking.
Indeed. It's still curious to me how she's alive.
I've already mentioned her title.
But anyway.
But one can never share my lord's glory too many times. She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter. If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe.
Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask.
Indeed.
Enforcers are selected by the society's leader, the Grand Master. And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness. but just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
You are.
I didn't say you weren't, but it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
He's got you there.
Thank you not to spout such nauseating drivel in my presence.
Mm-hmm.
Now get the hell out of my room!
So, they have to have a darkness. Interesting.
She chased me out. I'm really curious about the Steel Maiden. Could she really have some connection with the Lance Maiden?
Oh, I think she's the same person. I have no idea how she's...
The woman who helped us during our August field study.
I think it's all one and the same. How the fuck she's just living that long? I have no idea. No idea. But we have our next two rooms. We have... Ooh, we have McBurn in this one. We'll go to this one first. I think both of these are rather interesting ones to be said.
Huh? I think I can sense someone inside. Given the circumstances, I imagine it must be one of the people who fought us in Ymir. Huh? It's open.
My guess is this Elena, although because I want to speak to McBurn last, ultimately.
It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here. Oh.
Altina, Altina?
Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child.
Mm.
Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Who are you? Who's calling me?
Is she talking in her sleep?
So, my only thinking is, are they similar?
Situation assessed. Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentagrul. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. Then again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left. Wait.
Huh?
Good morning?
Rean Schwarzer, why are you here?
To talk.
Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then. Clown Soleus.
No, it was just an innocent mistake. Whoa! Can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers.
Oh, wow.
So you claim to have no inappropriate motives for sneaking into this room.
Not claim! I really didn't!
But once you walked in, you fell victim to temptation and chose to act in accordance to your desires.
Not at all.
No, I didn't! How many times do I have to explain what happened before you'll believe me?
I was making a joke. Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Oh, right. Then what was all that for?
A joke.
Oh, whatever. I suppose it's my own fault for coming in without permission. Anyway, I've cleared my name. I'll see you some other time, probably.
If that's what you want to do, you didn't come to ask me anything then?
Yeah.
Well,
why is she like
no.
Milliam?
Honestly, I didn't even know you were in here. do have a lot I'd like to ask you, though, and just as much I'd like to say to you. Okay, if you're offering, what are your reasons for helping the Alliance? Why do you have a puppet just like Milliam's? Just who are you?
The answer to your first question is, I was ordered to do so. As all information regarding Clown Soleus is confidential, I am unable to answer your second question. And as for the last one, I am unable to fully comprehend the depth of your question.
Interesting.
Oh, forget it.
I think that Milliam and her are not really human, and they've been operated and made by someone else, but who
You
knows?
abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that. And it's not something I think I can forgive. See you around. Sorry, that was probably too harsh. I can't pretend to know anything about your circumstances, but I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will. Anyway, with that said, I'll be going. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
What?
She's like Kido. She's a doll.
That's the name of the place I belong to. It was they who loaned me to the Noble Alliance. Unless you choose to join the Alliance, that is the most I'm able to disclose to you.
The Black Workshop.
The name doesn't ring any bells.
Ring bells to me, my
And
dude.
Loaned? That makes it sound like...
It's like the Wren's warehouse
I
stuff.
suppose it's none of my business.
It means something. I feel like I know that, or I'm... Either way, it's a cool name.
Thanks for telling me. I'll be sure to remember that name.
I can't see doing so holding any real purpose for you. Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
No, I did not.
I'm convinced they're not real people. They're not real people. And the Black Workshop is...
The Black Workshop? Loaned? Sounds like stuff worth remembering.
They tried to build stuff. And they built the guy in the place in Crossbell has some sort of thing. But here's the one we've all been waiting for. So let's do this.
I can sense someone inside. What the?
Okay. Come here, Bernie. Go inside. This is going to be an interesting conversation, I feel.
Oh, it's you. Forgot you were staying here too.
Yeah. What was that? It's gone now anyway. Maybe it was just my imagination.
So what's up? I couldn't give a damn whether you joined the Alliance or not, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't come here for any specific reason.
Ask him what he meant by mixed. What do you mean by mixed? Yes.
Sting. You mixed by any chance?
What does that mean? Tell us.
Could I sit and talk to you for a while?
What a pain in the ass. So, what do you want to ask?
When we ran into each other back near Bereahard, you asked a weird question.
What does mixed mean?
Something about being mixed?
Oh, that?
I didn't have the chance to figure out what that meant at the time. But what did you mean?
What did you mean?
Don't know if I can even explain that one. It's just something you feel. What we've got mixed into us is obviously different in strength and nature. It's kind of hard to put into words.
Yeah, seems that way.
Whatever it is, it's definitely whatever the, like, burning stuff is on our chest
I know
is.
you're not trying to confuse me on purpose, but I really can't wrap my head around what you're saying.
Just watch.
Huh?
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic. And I'm not using an artifact either. I just will fire to appear, and it does.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Something that just gives you results without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them. You've got one too, right?
Well, true. That power of mine wasn't something I gained from training. I don't even know where the power itself is coming from.
Feels like McBurney does.
It's the same kind of thing. People who can do things like that usually have something mixed into them. Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas.
Ooh, he knows about Growlsritter stigmas.
Looks like a pretty small part of it in your case, though.
Are we devils?
Oh. There, huh? Anyway, I couldn't tell you how, where, or why whatever it is got mixed into you. Sure, you've got more questions, but sorry. I can't answer them.
No, it's okay. You've answered enough already. I feel like I understand myself a little better now, actually.
Interesting.
Good for you, I guess. So, we done now?
Yeah, thanks for your time. Oh yeah. So how much of you is unnatural?
Me? All of me.
His circumstances seem very different from mine.
Interesting.
Guess all I can do is remember what he said. Maybe there will come a time when it'll all make sense. I'm sure one day I'll find out what this power of mine is. What the story behind me being given this power as a kid is. One day.
These episodes have been very interesting for the old law lawyers in the room, which I am one. So, I think with all of that, we have but one room to go to. Crow spoke of there being someone in a special guest room. Did he not? He did. In the special area. The flowers makes me think it's going to be Alfin. My guess is Alfin.
This should be the guest of honor's room. Time to see who's inside.
Yes? Who is it? Please come in.
That sounds like... Excuse me.
Interesting. It most certainly is Alfin. Surely it's Alfin. Yes, here she is.
I had a feeling it was you, but I didn't dare to hope.
It's you. It's really, really you.
Where's our sister, more importantly?
Your Highness.
How did you get here? This all feels like a dream. Please don't tell me it is. I don't think my heart could handle the disappointment.
It's really me.
It is.
I'm so glad you're safe.
Are we going to be breaking her out?
I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this. If I hadn't been so weak and careless, none of this would have happened.
You mustn't apologize. Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really lonely. I'm here for you now, though. I might not be the most reliable person for the job, but I'm not going anywhere.
You'll always come through.
So that's what you've been doing all this time?
Yeah. I was happy all of us were able to get back together again. But then yesterday, I ended up being invited onto the ship by Duke Cayenne. That's why I'm here, talking to you.
Trying to figure out what to do.
I do recall thinking things were a little noisier than usual yesterday. Now I know why. Strange as it may sound, I suppose I owe the Duke my thanks. After all, if not for his invitation, we wouldn't have been able to find each other like this.
Sorry. I wish I could say I'd snuck on board to rescue you or something.
I get the feeling we know where this is going.
Incidentally, I hesitate to ask, but
You want to know where Elise is, right? She's not on this ship, I'm afraid. I can't say for sure, but I believe she's been taken to the same place as my parents.
Why have they left you here?
really?
I'm sure it isn't news to you that my mother, father, and Cedric have been imprisoned somewhere. And apparently, they've chosen Elise to be my family's attendant. So it's likely wherever they've been taken, she's right there with them.
Interesting.
Really? I'm not sure whether to feel relieved or what.
I can hardly blame you. I feel exactly the same way, even.
But why were you alone imprisoned on this airship? Surely there must be some reason.
That was Duke Cayenne's decision. I
Interesting.
believe he's using me to suppress potential rebellion in areas occupied by the Alliance.
Show that one of
Having me
you's,
address the
yes.
people and calm them down.
That makes sense. To a
Forgive me
point.
for saying so, but that's a little messed up. Using you like that.
I don't especially mind doing it, honestly. It's a simple enough task. People all across Erebonia are uneasy about this war. And as princess, I should do what's within my power to help calm their nerves.
But at the expense of your own feelings?
Hmm.
I know you want to help, but you can't be happy about being used as the Alliance's puppet to deceive them.
It's a very smart tactic, it must be said, but yeah, it's not
Plus,
exactly a
you've been
good move.
forcibly separated from your family, your best friend. You don't even know where they are.
Yes, but... Oh, why even bother? You see through everything, don't you, Rean?
He certainly does. Remember, Alpha can
Anyway.
battle now.
Putting my feelings aside, what do you plan to do now? I presume you don't intend to actually do whatever Duke Cayenne tells you to.
Well... I'm really not sure what to do.
Break her
The
out.
longer this war goes on, the more people will suffer because of it.
Break her
And
out.
so, I don't feel as though siding with the Noble Alliance is the right course of
It's
action.
not, we gotta break her out.
And the same goes for the Imperial Army. I can't in good conscience side with them either.
A new third way, we rule.
I see.
There's so much to think about. You're being used as a puppet against your will? And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what. I have to act somehow to change things.
That wasn't your fault, Rean.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her. I became the person I am today because of them. They've always loved me like they would a real son, and she's always treated me like a real older brother. You saw that power of mine, didn't you? And what I look like when I use it?
Well, yes, I did.
The ghoul.
Back when I was a kid, something just like that happened. I ended up using it right there in front of her. She should have been terrified of me. But if she was, she never once let it show. She treated me exactly the same as before.
He killed
And
someone.
that was when I swore, deep within my heart, no matter what happened, no matter what I had to do, I would always protect her. And that's why I can't help but wonder. I can't help but wonder if now's the time to live up to that promise, if I should put her before everything else. Even if I have to ignore or outright betray my own personal beliefs in the process.
Rean.
She would never want you to do such a thing.
As your honorary little sister, I order you to get a hold of yourself.
What? Your Highness.
I know Elise far better than you think I do.
Indeed.
In fact, I'd even go as far as to say I know her better than you. Rean, she's already told me so much about what happened 8 years ago. She told me about how that snowy day was what inspired you to take up the sword. She told me how traumatic that moment was for you. How what happened stays with you even now.
Indeed.
And she even told me that, while she hated how she felt the tiniest bit happy because of it. Because it meant that your attention, your guilt, and your sense of responsibility were directed towards her and no one else. And she knew more than anyone how selfish that was. She may have had other reasons for choosing to go to Saint Estrella, but her main reason was that she didn't want you to keep feeling guilty because of her. More than anything else, she wanted to free you of your burdens.
The burdens, the big burdens.
You should know, when you joined Thor's and were making new friends, and you finally seemed to be moving forward, she felt a little jealous, and even a little lonely at being left behind. But she was so very, very happy for you too. So please, Rean, please don't use Elise to justify not choosing your place in this war. Because I know for a fact, she wants you, of all people, to carve your own path and find true happiness.
I
think we all know who the true happiness goes where.
How could I have been so blind? All this time I thought I was trying to protect her, and it's been the other way around since the start. And that's not just true for her either. Mom, Dad, Master Ka-Fai.
All learning all the shit.
All my friends at Thor's? They've been supporting me this whole time. How could I have missed something so obvious? I think I finally understand what I've been lacking inside of me all this time.
Indeed. The power of Grayskull.
So focused on trying to protect others, I never stopped to think about how relationships go both ways. Others try to support me just like I try to support them. And I...
Oh, sorry.
How did I not realize before now? I'm sorry, Master. I think you gave me that intermediate scroll a bit too soon.
Are we ever going to meet Ka-Fai? I really want to meet the Sword Hermit. But... Ooh.
What? Better to realize late than never, I suppose. Because now I finally feel like I'm ready. As long as I keep that fact in mind, I won't lose control again.
What is this? Rean has attained a new state of mind. He's now ready to use the new craft, Spirit Unification, when the time comes. What the fuck does that mean?
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I've got you to thank for that. Forget honorary. You sounded just like my real sister for a minute.
Indeed.
So, thank you. I think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmates waiting any longer than I already have.
A pity, but you're right. I was rather hoping we could stay like this a little while longer. But I suppose all good things have to come to an end. Take care of yourself, Rean. I'll leave Elise's rescue to you.
Oh.
No matter what it takes, please.
No.
Why are you shaking your head?
We're breaking you out. Yeah. Prison break. Prison break.
There's no way I'm leaving my sister's best friend imprisoned in a place like this. I will get the two of us off this ship. So stay close to me.
Right.
And my goddamn, the mission's ahead. Princess Alpha, join the party.
So, do you have an escape plan?
Nope.
Valimar, the Ashen Knight, is on the deck.
We can get to him.
He's chained up there, but if we can get to him, I'm sure we can find some way to use him to get away from here. First, though, we need to find a way to get out of this part of the ship without anyone noticing.
Alright then. I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
Of course.
Anyway, let's get going.
But I think this is probably a good place to say, if you've enjoyed this, she's still pretty fucking weak. Pandora. Mirage Element Use Master. She's got some nice little gemmies there for us though, ain't she? Oh, I can give her Invigorate. I'm not sure how. Restores. I think that's really good. We'll give her Ingenuity. Because Invigorate is good for us there, because restoring by attacking CP is always good for Greeny Boy. But I think this is probably a good place to say, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you.
There are a lot of very strong people here, so try to keep your voice down.
Gladly.
Here I go.
Not to worry.
Not to worry, maybe, but I'll see you guys tomorrow, where we do what we do best in this new Trails of Steel Cold 2. As you can see, we head into the Ducks. Peace.